Major Music.
We are back with the Major Music Lounge podcast, joined by Infinite and Brick from the All About Me podcast, as you see it right there behind them as well. But you know, if you hadn't followed, I was actually on their podcast maybe about a month or so ago. So you know, we've been talking about kind of running it back this way as well. But glad to have them on a podcast. What's good, fellas?
We good, man. Thanks for having us. We appreciate your energy for this.
Yes, sir. What's up? We good. We chilling, man. Looking forward and anticipating this day.
Yeah, man. No doubt, no doubt. You know, it's definitely a pleasure to be on your podcast as well. And I like, you know, anytime I get to chop it up with other podcasters, music producers, music creators, you know, it's always a great show, man. So, you know, definitely glad to have y'all on.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, you know, with that said, I guess we could start off with the production. You know, how long have y'all been making beats and, you know, doing production?
Well, we don't do music in that aspect. We do videography
Okay.
and we do the podcast. So that's how we contribute to the music culture.
Okay, yeah. So, and I was gonna kind of ask about that as far as like the videos as well, because I got a chance to check out. I think it was P. Rich, Deep Down Inside.
That's my boy right there.
Yeah, and also Young Spade. I checked that out as well. Now, you know, as videographers, like. What's mainly your role in terms of like working with this talent? Because I know a lot of times some talent, they may get together and just go to a spot and just start shooting, but then, you know, you have some other talent that actually, you know, want to do a story with their actual music video. So like, you know, what role do you play as far as helping the artist when it comes to video production?
I'm gonna let the youngin take that. Go ahead.
All right. So when it comes to videos, normally people they want to do a run and gun video. So that's just like, oh, let's pick a day. We pick a day to shoot a video, and they pick a couple locations, and we just shoot it like a quick video right there. And that's kind of main videos I've been doing. We try to tell artists that we want to do more storyboard and more like movie-like cinematic videos, but they just want the quick stuff. So that's all I really get right now. And the way we go about it right now is like the artist, well, we try to go about it. The artist will hit me up and say they want to do a video, and I'll let them know. All right, I'm gonna hit up Unc and see what days we got available on the schedule, and then I'll let them know at least like a week before they have to send like a deposit, at least half of them, just to lock in the date, and then they could just pay me the rest when the music video is done. So that's pretty much how I do it. The only thing that's frustrating about that is like people be like, yeah, I'm gonna give the money to you by Wednesday, or let's do a music video. And I say, yo, you still trying to shoot the music video? And then they go ghost.
Crickets.
Yeah.
All right. So what I like to do is I like to have the artists actually challenge us for what we have to offer, because we have a lot of equipment and things that we weren't able to use with these run and gun type videos. Like my nephew stated, we would like to get some artists that would like to sit down and discuss and plan out a storyboard and make it like elaborate, you know, a movie type thing, so we can actually show what we have in our arsenal and the capability that we have when we go into post.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's real, because a lot of like artists don't really even think about, you know, the gear that you have, cameras that you have, the lighting. In a lot of cases, some people shoot with drones as well. I mean, there's all sorts of scenarios that, you know, to consider when working with producers, and videographers, and I've worked like multiple styles to where, you know, you mentioned the running gun style where we just post up somewhere and we start shooting for maybe an hour or two here and there. But then I've also had longer, elaborate shoots where, you know, we got to put our heads together, come up with a story, also make sure that the spot that we're shooting in kind of matches, you know, that entire vibe as well. And a lot of artists don't really, you know, especially newer artists, don't really consider that whenever they're planning projects. It's all good to come out with music, go to open mics, do a lot of that stuff. But I think having like music videos and having really good music videos kind of separates yourself from the rest of the artists out there.
Yeah, and they don't even understand the importance of just a quick wardrobe change as well. Something simple like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's also something that I also consider, like, because I'll bring maybe two at the minimum outfits to a video shoot, maybe sometimes even three, depending on how long we're gonna be out there. But yeah, some of that, changes the vibe, especially like because the way that I kind of do my videos is sometimes I rent out these spaces through like Pure Space. I'm actually one of the ambassadors with Pure Space. But with that said, I kind of like, I envision in my head, okay, I'm gonna wear this at this scene, I'm gonna wear that at that scene, type of thing. So, I think for artists and even like some of the videographers, I think even sometimes the artists maybe asking somebody else's opinion to get some other perspective on a video, I think can go a long way in terms of creativity.
Most def.
Definitely.
How long have y'all been doing the videos?
Since 2009.
Yep.
Okay, wow. So that's almost 20 years.
Yeah, I was only like 13 or 14 years old.
Yeah, I brought him up under my wing, and he was behind the scenes, kind of like an assistant. And then when we got into the podcasting, I handed baton with the videography over to him, and he's been doing this thing ever since.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. How long has the podcasting been going?
We in our third season right now.
Wow, wow. Now, what made you want to go the route of also starting a podcast? Because, like myself, before I did this, I actually used to do, and I think I talked about it a little bit on your show as well, but I used to do another online radio show. And at that point in time, I stopped in 2016 ish. And the couple of years that came before COVID, I was already kind of thinking about getting back into the podcast space until COVID happened, and that's when I really decided to get back into it. So, like, what made you want to get into this space?
Well, I wanted to use another avenue and give artists a different platform that we could connect with them with. And it would also open up opportunities for us to connect and network with artists. So that's the reason why we got into podcasts, because it was something different than just the videos. Because with the videos, you got to approach artists in a different way. With this, you invite them on to your podcast, and then you can like actually just say, okay, we also offer this as well. So I just thought it was as a better opportunity for us to connect with artists in a different way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, go
And
ahead.
for, and for me, it was like I always follow Aunt Lee because he never steered me the wrong way, and we started off doing the videos. So when he told me if I want to do a podcast, I was like, yeah, why not? Like he says, let's talk music. So he always gives me like freedom to like put my input. Like, what do you think the podcast should be called, or what segments do you think should we do? So that's how we came up with like All About Me podcast, and we made an acronym. So it means like mental elevation, music education, and music entertainment. So we try to encompass all of that into the podcast. And also, since he's the older head and I'm the younger head, so I could connect with like the people that are like, I'm 30 now, so I could connect with the people that's like 40s and below 30, 20s and stuff, the teenagers and the kids. And then Unc could connect with the older heads, the people with 50s, 60s, and people even older than that. So the things like when we talk with older heads that I can't understand, he could break it down for me and all the other young heads that can't understand it. And then the younger stuff that he can't understand, I break it down for him so he can understand it, and the older heads can understand it.
Yeah, so what we do is we bridge that generational gap.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's actually really cool, man. I hope, one day I could possibly, I got a lot of nephews, and hopefully one day I could, none of them into music or anything right now, but, they're still early 20s or so we still got a little bit of time, but, we'll see what happens later. And, also with kind of what you said, that's kind of also the reason that I started the podcast as well. It has helped me like in terms of networking, whether it's you had GB on your podcast maybe a week or two ago, but He originally was a guest on this podcast, and a few times, and then ended up meeting him in Detroit last year. Went to Detroit twice, and here we are, 2026 now, about to work on our or finish our next project that we're gonna drop next month. But like, it's helped me, from a standpoint of being able to work with artists like that, and then aside from that, being an artist myself, some of the people that have been on the podcast I've done music with, collectively as well. So it's helped me a lot of different ways, and I've also wanted to create a platform where independent artists can come on and talk about their music, in addition to like their experiences, how they got started creating music, their journey, and everything else. And here we are again, starting 2020, it's 2026, and there's some other things that I look forward to doing at some point. I'd like to go do shows in other cities as well. So we'll see about that in the near future. Now, as far as like guests that you have on your podcast, is there a certain type of guest that you usually go for? Like, how do you usually get guests on your podcast? Like, what do you look for?
Well, all I look for, according to me, is somebody that takes their music seriously, whether they're up and coming or already established artists. As long as they're taking their music seriously or take the music culture seriously and are willing to talk about that, that's all I look for. There's no really strict criteria that I myself, push out to the artists, just as long as they're serious about their music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and same for me. I'm more in like the hip hop department, but I just say, if you're doing music, come holler at us. All you gotta do is give us your email, we can get you started. And as long as you do music, we'll get you on. And he knows more about all the genres of music. So while I could get like artists for the hip hop department, he knows how to talk with the people that are in those other genres and could get them on the podcast as well.
Yeah, it's pretty similar here as well. I just look for artists that I see consistency with. Maybe they'll catch my eye with something that they post one day, and I'll watch a video or listen to some music that they post, and then I'll reach out to them and see if they're interested in being on a podcast. And then, other times locally, like here in Dallas, where I am, I may go to like some type of networking event, and I'll just talk to people there about being on a podcast. Sometimes I tap in as well with open mics when I can around here. I've met a lot of artists that I've had on a podcast from there, and then just over the years, from doing like the previous show, and even people because there are some people that have been on my old show that were on this one, but there are also some that I've had relationships with a very long time, and even though they wasn't on my old show, they finally made it to this one. So we still find a way to make it work. You got your occasional ones that maybe you got to circle back around with because your schedules don't match or whatever that may be. But that's pretty much similar. Now, as far as you guys, where y'all from originally?
Well, I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York,
Okay.
but I now reside in Connecticut.
And I'm originally from Hartford, Connecticut. Like, I'm born and raised, and I lived here my whole life.
Ah, word. Yeah. Reason I was asking, I saw y'all. I was on your YouTube.
Oh yeah, I know what you're about to say.
With King Shamps.
Oh, nah. I thought he was gonna talk about that dude that I posted earlier today. He was like, I don't want y'all CT dudes making Detroit music no more.
Oh yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah. A lot of the young dudes out here, they like to follow the wave, like, so they hear like Detroit people coming out and the type of beats they use, so they just hop on like the wave and just do what everybody else does.
Yeah.
So
man.
what were you saying about King Shamps now?
No. I saw an interview that y'all did with him. I think it was maybe a year or so ago, but Shamps, shout out to Shamps. He was actually on this podcast as well. Very cool brother. Dope music as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all travel like to do a lot of your podcasts or your even like music videos?
Well, with the music videos, we do travel. We've done stuff out in East Chicago. We did Philly. We've done
DC,
Providence, DC.
yeah,
Like we've been
Mass.
all over. But with the podcast, not so much. We do go out to events and we do a thing called in the field podcast, which is called the backstage pass. So we'll either interview a artist before or after they get on the stage and just talk about how they felt when they was up on stage, or
Yeah.
if we get them before they go on the stage, we're going to talk about what can the crowd expect. So we call those in the field backstage pass podcasts, and those are usually go up as bonus. But yeah, we don't have a problem with traveling, that's something we want to do. We don't want to keep it one dimensional. We want to link with everybody that's making music if we can.
And one thing that I could say that I just thought about is like with the podcast, it was kind of a good idea because back in the day when we did start doing videos in 2009, that's when we were going everywhere and like every place in Connecticut. Whoever told us to come through and they want to do an interview, we would do an interview. And like we were doing the interviews to like help us make connection for us to be able to do music videos. Like that was our main thing. Like we'll go to do an interview, and then maybe on we'll be like maybe that will lead to a connection for us. They might want to do a music video with us later on. So that's how like we came with the podcast because we were already doing interviews, and then the podcast made it easier for us because we could call people and we could call people everywhere like Australia, Africa, London, all type of places.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, go
and
ahead.
one, my bad. And one of the things that we stress to the artists is that we about them. So we offer on our platforms a lot of free things, what I'm saying, so that they don't feel that we just about the music. There are some things that we do have to charge for because it's our time and we're trying to get better equipment so that we can put out a better product. But there are some things that we do offer to artists to help them get aware, to help people, be aware of what they're doing as far as music that we do not charge for. So it's not just all about the music. I mean,
Yeah.
all about the money, my bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, go ahead. Like, what are some of those things as far as like that you offer artists?
So the thing that we do is a podcast. We don't charge for that. We do promotional videos that we don't charge for to help them, help promote their music and things like that. The main things that we just charge for, as far as videos goes, is the actual music video, and then we got a thing called
Set the
set the
stage.
stage, which is like a performance video where they stand before a mic and do like a performance type video and stuff. But both those are like we don't charge a lot for any of that. We're really for the artists because we understand that especially with the up and coming struggling artists, they don't have a lot of money to do so. So we're not trying to rape those pockets and we're trying to actually help them get themselves out there. So these are some of the things that we offer for the struggling artists to, get him or her music out there to the public.
Yeah, and we just like to build connections with the artists instead of it's like how you said it doesn't have to be all about the money. If you doing good and what you're supposed to do, the money gonna come. Like you ain't even gotta worry about that. So that's pretty much how we do the videos. And I always tell artists because, like we said, we don't charge for all the videos we do. I tell them well, if I'm free on the weekends, hit me up. I'll come to the studio. We could do a studio vlog. Or if you got a performance, let me know ahead of time. Me and Uncle pull up and record your performance. So we try to help the artists. Like you said, we some things we need, like to keep upgraded with like the programs and stuff, and like new things you got to buy for the camera and equipment and stuff. But other than that, like studio vlogs, people want to do ciphers or freestyle on camera or anything promotional. I tell them to hit me up and I'll be around.
And we just really want artists to understand that we really about this music thing and we really about helping artists.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely like respect that, and artists, y'all need to tap in with them, because I do see y'all, very consistent as far as like your online, your social media presence, whether it's any of the videos that you do, or whether it's any of the podcast shows as well. You're very consistent as far as posting, and one of the things that I always like to talk about on here is having an online presence. Like, doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a fanatic posting 24/7, but just letting people know exactly what you're doing and building your following that way. And you guys have also found a way to kind of expand using the podcast to leverage also relationships when it comes to music videos. So I can definitely respect that. Now, as far as like kind of circling back to the online presence, like how important do you think that is for like independent music creators, yourselves being the podcasters, to have that online presence?
I'm gonna let nephew talk to it because he's a big proponent on that. So go ahead, take that.
And so, man, like I'll tell all the time, and we've had plenty of conversations. Well, before I used to like, it was a moment where all I did was just like keep on listening to music on my phone, YouTube, no matter where I was at, I had music playing and being on Instagram like all the time, like 24/7. Especially like when you're in college, like that's all people do is be on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and stuff. So like, it was a real time when I was listening to Lil Durk, and he was buzzing, like he just was on fire. And I was like thinking to myself one day, I was like, you know why he stays lit? It's because this dude posts every single day. Like he stays in people's face, whether he's making a regular post or a video or dropping songs or posting pictures or posting something on his story, but you're always seeing him. So eventually you're gonna end up liking that because you just keep on seeing it over and over and over and over again. So that's why I try to tell artists and even people that we've interviewed on this podcast that are not artists, but they've had like history and working behind the scenes in the industry, and they tell us that's one of the main things. And I give you an example. I have my boy P Rich, the one that you saw the video for. I told him one time, I was like, yo, bro, how you gonna drop a song now and then wait till next year to drop a song? So I was getting frustrated with him because to me he's real nice with the music. And I told him, I was like, yo, bro, and he has his college degree. So I was like, yo, bro, if you gonna just drop one song every now and then, I was like, stop doing music and get a regular job. I told him straight up, like, I was like, you wasting your time, or you could be building your foundation with your job and your life. You half-assing the music, you wasting your time. Might as well just focus on the job and get your life right like that. So that's why I feel like consistency is important because, like always says, people have, especially the younger age, people my age and younger, have short attention spans. So, man, if you're not feeding them, they gonna go on to the next, and they're not gonna care, and they're not gonna want to come back unless you do some epic stuff.
Yeah, I agree with everything he said. I think consistency is a big proponent in success. You don't want to be overzealous with it, but you want to just keep letting people know that you're there. Your
Yeah.
existence is there. You're taking up some type of space. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I agree with everything he said.
Yeah, that's really true. Like, there's been times when I've worked with people that they might be very talented, but they don't have an online presence, and they're still doing music, but like it's one of the things where like if you work on a project together, for example, and you might have one person that's promoting a project, they're posting daily, they're reaching out, and trying to get interviews and get the project out there, and then you may have somebody else that's a part of that that's not doing all of that work. And sometimes, like, I think you can have an opportunity to grow even bigger, if everybody's kind of pulling their own weight with the project. So I think sometimes, like, that can hinder something from getting much more bigger, if you have people that are working together, but maybe somebody that doesn't necessarily have an online presence. And then even with that, you mentioned it before, like, you see somebody that is constantly or consistent when they release their music, and you're gonna take them a lot more serious than somebody who maybe once a year they drop a single, or they
Yeah,
might put a song on YouTube or SoundCloud or whatever,
yeah,
and you don't see nothing else from them.
yeah. That's not enough. And if look, I'm pretty sure people that do that, they act like they're the biggest star in the world. Like, bro, nobody knows you. And I used to tell my boy, I used to tell him, I go to people and I'd be like, yo, you know about Be Rich, and they'd be like, nah, and I'd be like, yo, these dudes don't know about you, bro. Like, you're not hot. Like, you gotta be. I'll be straight up with my boy. Like, that's how I was raised and stuff, and no sugarcoating. So anybody I talk to, I tell them straight up. So I told my boy, like, bro, you got to get on your stuff, man. Because
Yep.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
You
Straight
can
up.
have the most talent in the world, but if nobody knows what you do, what good is it?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. So with that said, what are y'all listening to right now? What's in your playlist, or what's in your rotation?
I'm gonna let Youngin take over that because he likes to be specific. But me, I just do a goulash and stuff. I listen to every and anything that sounds good to me. Nothing particular and stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
But right now, I'm listening to those boys upstate New York. You know what I'm saying? The whole Griselda movement
yeah,
and things
yeah.
of that nature. Yeah. So that's who I got in rotation right now. But like I said, there's other people within that rotation.
Yeah, for me, I listen to all type.
Go
At
ahead.
least hip hop, I listen to all type. I listen to Davies, Lil Durk, G Herbo, Meek Mills, Millies, No Cap, Jadakiss, Styles P, all the Buffalo people, Griselda, Westside
Yeah,
Gun,
yeah,
Benny the Butcher, Conway, this dude, BSF Bass. He's actually from Hartford. He's from the north, and he's from where I'm from and stuff. He signed with Benny and stuff. So many people. YFN, Lucci, Lil Baby. I listen to all type. I listen to Neek Bucks, Rich Homie Quan, old stuff like the old Dipset, Nas, and I listen to all. Like my thing is all hip hop. Like
Yeah,
I,
I'm trying to broaden his horizon when it comes to the music, bring it back to like some of that music that his daddy, grandma, and great grandma was listening to, man, to to richen his culture with the music up. But he taking it little by little.
and like some of the old like what my uncle said, because we don't like to say old school, we say like true school, because old school is like discarding our our elders, the people who came before us. So we try to say like true school. So like all that music, like my dad, he wasn't a big hip hop head, so I was listening to like the rock songs and all that stuff. Like that's what my dad was into. So I do know about the older music, but not like how Unc knows.
yeah, yeah. Like I had hip hop like that. Maybe I picked up from my brother or just from hanging out with friends. But like around the house, and my parents were divorced, so I'd go to my dad sometimes, and he listening to like a lot of blues and a lot of jazz around the house when he drive around as well. Mom's listening to more like gospel, and that they call it in the South this old like swing out style music, kind of like blues, I guess you could say, that they
Hmm.
dance to. But that's kind of what my moms were listening to around there. So I think that both of them ultimately kind of influenced my production style. Rubbed off on me because I grew up, listening to a lot of blues, a lot of jazz, Motown, gospel music on Sundays as well. So I definitely think you should, as far as, and y'all don't create, but like just as me being a music creator, like as far as that goes, being well rounded, because I think that could help you as being a music creator. But yeah, listen to it all.
Hmm.
Yeah, right now on my phone I have 61.87 gigabytes of downloaded music.
Damn, damn.
He ain't playing, huh?
Nah, 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 man. I'm with you though. Like, going back to that Griselda. I've been on that West Side Gun a lot. Benny, a lot as well. Whole squad, man. Been listening to a lot of that. Um, Larry June and
Yes,
Cardo got
sir. Yes,
wings.
sir. Yes.
Um, Currency.
38, 38 special.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've been listening to that. Actually, that Currency and Larry June with Alchemist. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah. That's
yep,
it.
yep.
Yep, right there. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been on lately. But also the guests that come on the podcast, and then anything we create. I
Hmm.
listen to that very consistent. I mean, I
Yeah.
know y'all had POE on the show, but
Yeah.
his project, I banged that a lot last year as well.
Yeah, he got some good stuff too,
Yeah, I was
man.
listening to
I
some of his
like his
stuff.
whole approach to it. Yeah,
Yeah, working in the truck, listening to his music.
yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Very cool, brother. And I can't wait to get this out again. And when they start shooting some videos to it, hopefully we can all find a way. Somehow I know we all in different places, but to
yeah,
get
Let's make
together
it
at some
happen.
point. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I'm down.
me too.
chop it up because I'll be flying out there sometimes to go G with him. So yeah, maybe next time I'm down, we can find a way. Maybe meet somewhere around halfway or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely,
Let's make it
definitely
happen.
make that happen.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who would you like to work with? Possibly that you haven't gotten a chance to work with yet. Any artists out there?
Any artists such like
As far as what? As far as videos or on the podcast?
Any. Maybe a video, like somebody that you envision yourself shooting a video for.
Oh, I myself would like to have my most favorite MC of all times, the God MC Rakim. I would definitely
Word,
like to sit
word.
down and talk with him and shoot a video with him because I just think he's like one of the most on point MCs ever. And I just like his swag and his demeanor and things like that. I just that would be a everything for me.
where? And for me, I could probably to have either on a podcast on our podcast or do a video. Three artists, I'll say either Meek Mill, Davies, or definitely G Herbo because he's like definitely one of my favorite artists right now.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, I could see that as well. Man, Rakim, didn't he come out with something recently? I think.
Yep,
Yep,
yep.
yep,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Rakim, and
no
yeah,
doubt.
man, that'll be
And
that
Nas too. And
Nas too.
Nas
Yeah.
too. That's my guy.
Oh yeah,
QB.
yeah. We gonna go further. Yeah, definitely Nas. You know what
Oh
I'm
yeah. Oh yeah, man. I might have to pull up for that one to see that one.
saying?
And
And
he's still going at it strong now.
yeah, and as far as the people that have been in the industry for a while, as far as making the music, like a producer such as yourself, I would definitely like to sit down with Primo because I think Primo, he's like one of my all-time favorite producers because he keeps that element of DJing in all his production, and that's one of the
Yeah.
key elements of hip hop. So I respect him for that.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Primo. Didn't he just have a birthday? I think as well. He celebrated
Yeah,
60. Yeah.
6-0. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Shout out to Primo. Been listening to Gangstar for a hot minute, man.
Say less.
Say less, say less.
Above the clouds.
Where can our listeners find, all of your content, your podcast, etc.?
All right, so the podcast is on all major platforms: iHeart, Amazon Music,
Apple.
all the major platforms. And we also have a website, allaboutmepodcast.com. You can go on there, you can see some of the things that we've done, the events we've been to, some of the people that we've already interviewed. It also has a multi episode podcast player on it. So if you don't feel like going on any of those other platforms, you can go directly to the website and saying here's some of the episodes, here are all the episodes there.
Hmm.
Yeah, and what's your social media, handles?
The social media that I would like people to gravitate towards is on IG, All About Me Podcast 7, and that's the numeral 7.
Yeah. And if you want to holler at us for videos, you could get at us at GTVBLP. It's spelled just like how it sounds, GTVBLP, and you can find it. And if you want to go on YouTube and look at our full videos, you just type in GTVBLP, and the channel should pop up right there.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead and hit Infinite and Brett with the follow as well. Check out the All About Me podcast. If you like this one, you're definitely going to like that one. Love the topics, the flow, the energy on the podcast, and much success to you, brothers. And glad we crossed paths earlier this year, man.
Yeah, us
No
too.
doubt, and hopefully we can continue doing something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, man. I've been traveling a little more, around the country. So, one of the things I would like to do is go to some other cities and, work with some other creators. So, yeah, we're going to definitely stay tapped in with each other, man. And, if y'all down here in Dallas as well, let's get something
I'm
in.
down for that too.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
That's it.
Definitely, we'll be in contact trying to find out when some music fairs are going on so we can come down there and tap in with some of the artists down there. We'd love to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can follow me on Instagram at d._major music. Same thing on TikTok and Threads. On X, Twitter is going to be d.mme. And then, as I said, if you hung around for the entirety of this interview, consider subscribing. I like to post new interviews with other, creators on this channel, as well as all streaming platforms. And that way you can stay tapped in. Consider subscribing. This has been another episode of the Major Music Lounge podcast. It's D Dot and Infinite and Brick of the All About Me podcast, and we are out.
Yes, sir. Indeed, do you mind if I plug in these last 2 videos that we just dropped?
Oh yeah, go right ahead.
Sorry about that.
Oh no, you good.
We dropped the video today. I shot it last night. I edited it overnight. I didn't go to sleep, and we got a video with Queen Peasy and these other artists, Fleet AP. They're both from Hartford, Connecticut. It's called On 10. We just dropped the video today, and a few days ago, we just dropped the song with Young Spade. It's called Phonics Interlude. It's off his mixtape called Karma Never Dies. He spits like on them boom bap beats, so I feel like a lot of people would like that. We also got another video dropping with Spade dropping soon, and we got a video with Fuego Bass dropping soon too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did actually see that. I'm glad you brought it up. I wanted to give you some props on that because I saw you had posted something. You said you had edited in 24 hours. And that's pretty dope, man, because I've tried my hand at editing music videos in 2 hours. I mean, one day, that probably take me about 2-3 weeks, man. So
Yeah, before I used to suck at editing. Like, that would take me weeks, and people were like, "Yo, what's good with the video?" And I hadn't even started and stuff. But so I'm just trying to keep the artist happy and stuff.
But that's what consistency does.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What are you editing? Like Final Cut or?
Yeah, Final Cut Pro, and then I find like the plugins and stuff like online. I find them deals like on Black Friday and stuff. They have stuff like $500-$600. It'd be like $70 on Black Friday and stuff. So I pick it up right there.
Word, man.
Yeah, I find the deals, man. I learned from my aunt.
Yeah, go check that out, man. I'm a watch that full video as well, man.
I appreciate that, man.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your energy.
Sir.
Thanks for having us.
No problem. This another episode of the Major Music Lounge, and we are out.
I'm not Pac, but it's like me against the world. Red is capped like Cube with a Jerry curl. Diamonds and pearls, get the paper, yes I want it all. They smile in your face with hope for your downfall. They only call during the good times, never bad. Keep it moving, I don't need no new comrades. You sound sad from the outside looking in. That be the reason I don't broadcast my every win. I'm about to take a spin, sunny day, windows down. Roll up, just ride, time to smoke a pound. Craft sounds, visualize audio pictures. If I don't get a wife, I just want a mistress. Lyrical fitness, repetition get better. I'm a cool ass nigga, better bring a sweater. A trendsetter in a cut, I'm just doing me. In a match, win a title, 1, 2, 3.